up everyone, Ollie here from El-Gorr.com and doubleyourkindlesales.com, coming at you on a beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon in Bangkok, Thailand. And I'm here making this video for you because I just love you guys so much. Okay, in this video we're going to be doing a review for which writing company is the best for Kindle publishers. Now there are a few available. Today I'm just going to be doing a review of two companies because these are the ones I have used the most. Before I get into it, just explaining why you would use a writing company as opposed to using a freelancer, for example. If you are new to this business, if you haven't published a book or if you haven't published many books, I would recommend you stick with writing companies in the beginning, because with writing companies, they've already been through this process before and they understand what it is that needs to be delivered to you. And the other thing is, there's more consistency there. Writing companies have writers who have written a lot of books. Writing companies have writers who have delivered books to Kindle publishers. They do understand a little bit of what Kindle publishing is about, and they get, what should be in a book, what shouldn't be in a book. The other reason is one of just being able to rely on someone. With freelancers, they can disappear. I've had that happen to me before. I've had freelancers disappear on me completely. I've had freelancers give me work that was clearly plagiarized, and when you run it through like Copyscape or another plagiarism checker, it flags up. I've had freelancers give me work that they've obviously just stolen straight up from someone else and wasn't really what to do with what I asked for. So yeah, there's that. Once you progress in this business, maybe you can move on finding a reliable freelancer. They are good. I do have one that I work with quite regularly, but this is a writing company review, so without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do get into it, I just want to say one thing, and that is something a lot of people overlook, especially newer publishers. Your results from getting a book written will be in direct proportion to how you outline your book before sending that outline to the writing company. If you send a writing company a book and you say, okay, I want this book to be about the keto diet, and that's all you do, you say I want 10,000 words about the keto diet, you're not going to get back a very good book, because your writer has no direction. They have no idea what you want included. They have no idea what you don't want included, because specifying what you don't want included is just as important. So getting good at writing outlines is key. You should spend a lot of time on your outline, and it should be at least 1,000 words. If you're putting a 15,000 word book out, your outline should be at least 1,000 words. If you're putting a 20,000 word book out, your outline should probably be about 2,000 words. So the better you get at writing outlines, the better results you will get from any writing company or any freelancer. So just bear that in mind, and if you're not putting a lot of effort into your outlines now, then that's something you should start doing starting today. To the review. So we're going to look at two writing companies here today, eWriter Solutions and the Urban Writers. eWriter Solutions has been around for a while, probably 2 or 3 years now, whereas the Urban Writers, I believe, is about 6 months old. So let's go into the side-by-side comparison, which I've beautifully made for you all here. Actually, let's make this full screen, shall we? So, eWriter Solutions, Urban Writers. First things first, price, because that is people's main concern here. The starting price, EWS, eWriter Solutions, is $1.50 per 100 words. And that is $15 for 1,000 words, $150 for 10,000 words, $300 for 20,000 words. So if you're getting a 20,000 word book written, it's $300 for EWS. Urban Writers, a little bit more expensive. Their base package starts at $199 per 100 words, which equates to $400 for a 20,000 word book. Now, this is the base price. Both of these companies have higher tiers of pricing, which, depending on what kind of book you're getting written, you may have to pay for. eWriter Solutions has their technical writing service, which if your book is about, for example, computer programming, you will have to use that service. That's not optional. If you order using the base service, they will email you and say, hey, this is a technical book, you need to pay for the technical writer, so you need to pay us more money. Urban Writers, same thing. Before you check out on Urban Writers, they will ask you what kind of book you have, and if it's not in the drop down list and you send them an outline that isn't anything to do with what you've selected, they will also say to you, hey, this is a technical book, you need to pay for the more expensive service. Images. Do they include images? eWriter Solutions is $2 per image, so if you want 10 images, that's an extra $20. Urban Writers don't do images, it is pure text only. Plagiarism report, in other words, is your book stolen or not? eWriter Solutions charge you $5 for one of these. With the Urban Writers, it is included in the package. Free revisions available. That is quite important, because obviously if you get your book back and you want changes, you don't want to have to pay for those changes. Both of these companies include that in the price you pay. So if you get your book back and you're not happy with it, or you need some editing, you need a chapter removed, you need a chapter put in, both of these companies will edit those free of charge for you. Cover design, they both offer that service. I've chosen the complete package here, so a cover for your ebook, cover for your paperback, and a cover for ACX for your audiobooks if you're doing audiobooks, which you should be. eWriter Solutions $42, Urban Writers $59.99. Can you choose your writer? This is an interesting one. If you find a writer who's good and you like their style, they work well for the niche you're in, you should probably use the same writer for all of your books, because then they will become more congruent across the series. Your audience will like them, the tone of voice will be the same, and it just looks better. Can you choose your writer? eWriter Solutions, yes you can by email request. Urban Writers, you can actually do it on the order page. What they do is they'll email you a number, and that will be, this is your writer's number. So if you want to use that writer again, you can copy and paste that number into the order page and you will use that writer again. Do they offer a separate proofreading / editing service? So if you've got an existing book, for example, say a freelancer wrote your book, and then you're like, I need this changed, I need this proofread. Or if you're a non-native speaker and you just have a book manuscript that you need edited or proofread, then eWriter Solutions doesn't offer this service, but the Urban Writers does. It is $9 per 1,000 words. So if you've got a 10,000 word book, $90, 20,000 word book, $180. Do they do rush orders? eWriter Solutions do. It is $15 per day you need it in advance. So if you're getting a 10,000 word book and you need it in 2 days, you will probably have to pay about $75 to get it rushed through in that time. Urban Writers don't do rush orders. So just looking at it on the surface here, eWriter Solutions is cheaper and they do include images. However, there is something you should be aware of. Now, I've used both of these companies. I've used eWriter Solutions for probably 15 books. Can't say for certain, but it's about 15 books. And I've used the Urban Writers for 2 books. So if eWriter Solutions is significantly cheaper, because these rates add up. If you're publishing hundreds of thousands of words a year, this difference adds up. If eWriter Solutions is cheaper, why would you not just use them? I'll tell you why, and why I stopped using eWriter Solutions. First issue was the quality is inconsistent. Some of the books were good, some of them the quality was frankly awful, and they needed to be heavily rewritten. So that's a big deal, especially if time is of the essence. You don't want to wait around for another 4 or 5 days to get your book rewritten. The other thing is, some of the books were definitely not written by native speakers. They included sentences and phrases that a native speaker would never use. And I mean, this wouldn't really be an issue for me. However, on their website, they say all their books are written by native speakers, and that's clearly not the case. So I don't really care who writes the book as long as the English is good. But if you're telling me you're going to use native speakers and then you don't, that's going to be an issue. And then the big one, their delivery times were not good. 15 books or so ordered, over 75% of those books were late. So if I was expecting a book in 7 days and on day 8 hadn't had the book, email them and they say, oh, it's coming. Then on day 10 it's still not there. Day 12 it's still not there. One book was 3 weeks late, and there were a lot of excuses as well. It was we had to fire the writer, or it got lost in the editing phase. I don't really know what that means, but that's what they told me. So yeah, obviously as a business owner, I don't like excuses with vendors that I interact with, so that was a deal breaker for me, which is why I switched over to the Urban Writers. First project I ordered from them was 36,000 words. It was delivered 12 days early. That's a big deal. It's a nice surprise, actually. Getting things before you expect them just makes you feel good. This applies to anything, but, you know, as a business owner, if someone says it's going to be 2 weeks, then it arrives in a week. That's amazing. That makes you feel great. That makes you want to do more business with these people. And so, if you do want to do business with these people, you can get a book written at the Urban Writers for 5% off. Use the code OLLIE. That's my name. If you forget how to spell it, I'll link it down in the description as well. OLLIE. So yeah, Urban Writers, that's who I'd recommend for first timers, those who haven't published many books, or those who have been in this game for a while and just need a good writing company. Urban Writers, consistent, delivered early. You can get 5% off, code OLLIE, OLLIE. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. More publishing videos, copywriting videos, marketing videos, how to grow your income on the internet. Take care.